Good morning everyone. This has been a while, but good to see you. Thank you for still supporting the channel. This is Trending Brief back on. I'm on the way to work, and because it's January there are some engineering works, which means I have to get a coach from Cambridge to Royston and get a train from Royston to King's Cross. It looks like that most delays or disruptions would be until January the 4th, which I believe is a Sunday. Yeah, it's been a very busy few weeks, and I've tried to blog where I can, but just because of work, commuting, just haven't found the time. But now I've got a bit used to the routine. I brought my laptop. We'll be trying to do some work alongside, even on my breaks, because I think that's realistically the only good time. But we're on a coach this time. Last time I was on a bus the other day. I have to wake up at more or less 5:15 in the morning, and then getting the 6:15 bus. But it's quite a nice coach. It's nice and warm. It's very cold in Cambridge in the mornings, but when I come back it's actually a bit warmer, which is always nice. But this is what the actual bus looks like. It's a single decker bus, but it's one of those coaches, but luckily it's very nice and warm in here and toasty. Got my coffee in my bag. Of course, I am heavily budgeting where I can. You know, I think the last 3-4 weeks I've only spent money basically 3 times. But I've got my water, I've got my food. I also have, like my own coffee I make from home and keep it in a flask. Again, it just saves money in having to pay London prices, especially train station prices. One thing I do find interesting about these buses is that actually they usually never full. As you can see, there's only 5 of us. Don't know how many seats there are, but it's always a nice thing actually. At least you're not packed, which hopefully shouldn't get any extra warmer on the coach. And we're off. Now look, I believe usually the actual coach itself was only about 20 minutes, so it's quite nice. Royston's not too far anyway. At least we don't have to go anywhere further as a location. But for whatever reason, Cambridge, when it comes to engineering works, it's kind of the worst place, because it's just that weird stop where, you know, it's not like Royston or anywhere before Royston, where at least you can still get a direct train to King's Cross. But you know, the journey itself isn't necessarily that bad. It's just depending which time you get, slightly more delays than others. And you know, what would normally take like an hour and 20 can sometimes take you 2.5 hours. But the other day it still took me an hour and 30 minutes, I guess, including the coach. So it's not that bad, but it's just making sure you get on the right train so you can get on the right coach. I will need to get a coach back from Royston to Cambridge, because even though if I go back from King's Cross or London, I still need to actually get a coach back to Royston. From Royston to Cambridge, because there's still no direct train from Royston going back to Cambridge. But stay with me and I'll show you how this current day is going to unfold. And for those of you who don't really live, you know, much in a green belt area or countryside, it's actually how dark it can certainly get. So just bearing in mind, if you're walking out on your own, you'll be dealing with a lot of pitch black, especially when it's 6:29 AM. So just got on the train. Actually, I got into Royston nearly 20 minutes early, so which is always nice. So that's just about 20 minutes coach to Royston, but I'm on the train direct to King's Cross. There is like another train coming after, but it's like 11-15 stops, but this is just direct to King's Cross, no stops. And as you can see, not too busy, but yes, I should get into King's Cross by just before 8 o'clock, 7:38 I believe it said, which is always nice. Because, you know, the problem with these longer stops, where it's like 11, 12, they're very short stops, but it's just stopping, starting, just makes it feel a lot longer, the journey. And seeing as I start work in London at 9 a.m, it gives me plenty of time because the tubes from King's Cross to where I need to go is 15 minutes underground, which gives me plenty of time. And it shouldn't be too busy either because it's Monday morning and it doesn't really get busy, I find, King's Cross to probably about the peak time after 9 a.m. anyway. So it's always a nice time to commute, and so far so good. Right, it is currently 7:39 a.m. I'm in King's Cross going on the way to work, and I'll be there in 15 minutes. So probably just about 8 o'clock, more or less sharp, I'll be there, and I've got an hour before starting. So, just goes to show it's a very nice, quick journey. It's very quiet, as you can see. King's Cross is the best time as well. Yeah, you don't really want to be around here when it's 10:30 or 11, if you ask me. Bit of a carnage situation. Here we are, it is just 5 minutes before 8, and it's nice and chilly, fresh. And basically 5 minutes around the corner, but once I get inside it'll be nearly an hour till I start work, so I can refresh, just brush my teeth a bit more, wash my face, always do that for a nice bright early day. I'll probably see you guys again on my lunch or break, but until that time, see you soon. So I am back home. I know I said I was going to pick up a bit more vlogging on my lunch, apologies about that, just a few things in between, but nonetheless, we are home. Very interesting way back home. So of course, I got the train, which was fine, had to get off Royston. I then bumped into someone who, for my last job, offered her a ride home, went to go and just check on my windscreen that it was demisted, went to go and see where she was, and then she vanished, couldn't find her. A little bit awkward. I even circled around the block twice, no idea where she went. But I should have taken her number when I met her, because I hadn't seen her for about 2 years. So that was an interesting one, but I hope she's okay. I'm sure she will be, because she only lives 15 minutes walk from the train station. But, that being said, we have a bit of a skincare. It is currently 11:39 p.m. I'm going to go to sleep soon, but we have got some glycolic acid on my face, with a rice face mask and L'Oreal eye cream. Again, I don't do any skincare during the day, just at night before I wash it off in the morning. I will be starting work again. Back up early for 5:15, 6:15 bus, and the day will start again. And I will try and keep consistent with posting my content. If you're not aware, please do check out my TikTok at Trending Brief. That certainly would mean a lot. And I want to thank you for all your support. Really means a lot. See you guys soon.